Why is not working on your self-love selfish? We're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to give you a few questions you can ask yourself in order to be able to work on your self-love a little bit more. So, welcome back to my channel with me, Johnny. I'm an author, coach, podcaster and YouTuber in the area of self-esteem and confidence. So, I used to have real struggles with self-esteem, and even though I'd have situations where I'd be looking quite confident in front of people, I wasn't always, and I felt awful about myself and sort of levels of self-hate. And no matter what I achieved, I didn't really like myself, and it got to a really low point when I decided to turn it around. And actually at times it did catch on to people, and I wasn't my usual self, I wasn't positive, I wasn't as outgoing, and that kind of dragged other people down with me. And the times when I've been really good and felt my best and really on top of life, that's when I've had a good impact on people. And that's when I'm able to produce more things like this. So, first of all, why is it important that I improve my self-esteem or self-love? And why is it important you do? So, we have an impact on others more than you think. And as I was saying in my story, when you're your best self, when you love yourself, that energy can be contagious. That positivity, when you have an impact on other people, they start to feel good about themselves. They start to feel upbeat. And I can think of characters who have been around my office when I've been down, and then they've been like upbeat and feeling good about themselves and life. And then you start feeling good as well. So that's what can be really good. But on the other hand, when you're feeling negative, you're not able to be your best self. You can start to feel down, you feel hopeless, and people will start to worry about you. Your friends, your family, your colleagues, they might start to worry about you. And that's causing worry to another person because you're not feeling good. And also, on more severe cases, when you really don't like yourself, there's some people who go out and hurt other people in severe cases like physical or emotional or sexual abuse. And that comes from them not liking themselves. Now, if you're watching this, I don't think you're one of those people, we're really glad. But you may be in a position where you've got negative energy and you want to get out of it. You want to start to feel good. And that's what I really try to do in terms of promote my staff and try and help increase that self-love to individuals to make you feel as good, and then you can create a positive chain reaction. And that's what I'm trying to do, trying to create positive energy through people from loving themselves for who they are authentically, as I've done. And I think it's so important, and it's had so many benefits in the areas of my life. Now, you might be thinking, well, surely my spouse, husband, wife, my family, my parents, my children, they should be the most important person in my life, you might be asking. They should be very important to you. Well, hopefully they are to you. But the most important person is you. And when you look after you, you can be your best version for those people as well. And by not working on yourself, you're actually being selfish and you're not being your best person to those people. Now, before we get on to the tips, the questions you can ask yourself, it's really important to note that being in the position where you don't fully love yourself right now, that's okay. Well, obviously I'd rather you be in a position where you like yourself, because I want people to be happy and like being themselves. But obviously if you're in that position where you don't like yourself much, you're not happy, that's, okay. And progress starts with truth. And I only want you to get better and feel great about yourself. But what's not okay is not to work on it. What's not okay is to neglect your self-love exercises, to neglect making yourself feel better. That is selfish. It is selfish not to do anything about your lack of self-love. So, let's go into the questions. And actually, one final point, another one before I go into the questions is I was in that position where I was feeling down and people just saw me feeling sorry for myself. And I realised I was being selfish. I was being downright selfish. I wasn't giving my best. And people were worrying about me. I wasn't on top of myself. Now, it's it's not a case of pretending to be happy all the time and like bubbly. You've genuinely got to acknowledge how you feel and work through it. And that is what self-love is. Understanding how you're feeling and working through it. So let's go into these questions and you can work through these. So the first question is, how much time do you spend on you? And I mean, just track your day. Track your time through your day. Any day it could be. And wouldn't do it every day, it gets a bit of an admin task. But if you look every 30 minutes, what are you doing each activity? Now this can actually be quite a good productivity tracker as well. And when I did it, I was shocked by the amount of time I'd be, just on my phone looking at social media. Well, I'd be like doing something for business, networking, but then suddenly I'd be just on it. Pointlessly, just looking at people's stories, which I didn't really need to see, but we're addicted. But anyway, going back to it, if you start tracking how much time are you actually spending on you, caring for you, either doing things you love and you're working towards a career or doing something you love, or how much self-care, how much downtime are you spending for yourself? Just keep tracking that rather than how much time you're exhausting doing something you don't like. I mean, we do have to do things we don't like in life. Unfortunately, that's just part of it. But start to track how much time you're actually spending on loving you. And then just write it down. Don't judge yourself. It just helps you identify that starting position of how much time you're actually spending on you. Then the second question I want you to ask yourself is, why are you not spending as much time on yourself? Just really start doing why, like a little kid might ask you, why? And that's brilliant. I love children's questions. Just keep drilling it down to understanding why you're not spending more time on you. And it could come down to a deep-rooted fear that you're not good enough. You don't believe in yourself. You don't think you deserve happiness. You don't think you're worthy of happiness. So just keep drilling down to understand that why, because again, progress starts with truth. So identify, first of all, how much time you are spending on you, and then why perhaps you're not spending enough time on you. And that's just the awareness, and everything starts with self-awareness before you take action. And then the third point is actually about taking action. It's about asking yourself that question, how can I spend more time on myself? And as Tony Robbins says, the great quote, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions. And that's so true. So asking yourself what you can do to move forward is always an empowering question. So ask yourself, what can I do to look after myself? Can I schedule in half an hour just reading a book in the evening because I like doing that, but I don't have the time? And there's always time for the most important things, as I'm always saying. I don't have time is the alternative of saying it is not a priority. So make it a priority to love yourself, because it's going to flow into all other areas of your life. So ask yourself that question, how can I make more time for my self-love? Okay, so that concludes today's talk. Really, I hope you can take away why working on your self-love is not selfish, and it's going to have benefits on others around you by spreading that positivity. And if you don't, you're going to spread negativity in different forms. It might just be you're down in a miserable state, or you might projecting your own self-dislike onto other people. So having low self-love, it's okay to acknowledge that, and it's okay if you're not in the position of really liking yourself yet. Obviously, I want you to be, and that's what I try and do, but it's not okay not to work on it. And that's selfish not to work on it, even if it's just little steps. And also, you can get a coach, you can get a mentor, you can get counselling, you can get all sorts of resources. And, if they're too expensive, there's all sorts of things online. There's all sorts of YouTube videos. So just think about how you can prioritise your self-love more. If you found this helpful, you might also find my latest book helpful as well. It's called The Self-Esteem and Confidence Mindset, and I released it on Sunday, the 9th of August, just gone. So you can find that on Amazon. You can either type in Johnny Pardo into Amazon and you can see all my books there, including this latest one, or you can just type in The Self-Esteem and Confidence Mindset and click on it from there. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, or hit the bell and you can be notified every time I release a new video. And I release a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. So Keep working your self-love so it can benefit yourself and other people. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.